Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Young Turks, India's longest running show on entrepreneurship. I'm Shireen Bhan. Now, rice is an important cereal crop feeding more than half of the world's population. However, today people are turning skeptical on whether rice is healthy or not. Few believe that it's good, while some complain about the sugar content. Riding on this trend and to dispel the myth of rice being unhealthy is our first guest, Siddharth Chaudhary. His venture Radikal Foods is India's leading producer of premium basmati rice and has a presence across 45 countries. Siddharth claims that Radikal rice is low on fat, has zero cholesterol, is gluten-free and boasts of healthy carbohydrates. Having gross revenues of 1,400 crore rupees, let's take a look at Siddharth's radical journey.
As people around the globe look for radically healthy food, rice normally tends to draw a lot of flack. Radikal Foods has been working to change this perception. The state-of-the-art plant in Garmukteshwar in Uttar Pradesh is equipped with importing machines from Japan that treat the procured grains to produce healthier, gluten-free rice. This unit produces 480,000 metric tons of premium basmati rice annually. Launched in 2009 by 27-year-old Siddharth Chaudhary, Radikal Foods today exports to 45 countries and is an exclusive supplier to some of the leading airlines and hotels. Armed with a BBA and a master's degree in finance from Lancaster University in the UK, Siddharth, after a brief stint with his family's real estate business, decided to enter the crowded, unbranded rice business. After much research, he decided to bet on giving this simple grain a healthy makeover.
We have basically five main products that we do. One is the traditional basmati. That's something which has been there historically in the world, and that's the main type of basmati. Another one is we do Aquamist that we have, which is a hybrid or a new strain from the basmati. I would like to put it like that. So it's a better strain from the basmati where it's a longer grain and it has been aged for 2 years. When we do this aging and we pass it through a special process, so the starch content gets reduced in this product, and when we pass it through the process, the fat content, which is again a starch in rice, so that's also reduced substantially. Third one we have is Epica, which is a perfect fit for a budget rice, I would say, so a budget segment. Then we have Arctic Pink, again for a budget segment, because I think Epica would suits into upper middle class kind of segment, and Arctic Pink suits for a lower middle class segment.
Among the top two suppliers in terms of volumes in modern trade in India, Radikal has a distributor base of 200 and caters to over 50,000 stores like Reliance, Big Bazaar, Spencer's and more. Priced between 90 to 180 rupees for a kilo, Radikal covers the entire segment in terms of budget and taste preferences.
We procure paddy as a raw material and we package it and sell it through our distributors to the consumer. We are talking about or thinking about moving into backward integration, where we would be looking at a large scale farming kind of model. So where we are trying to get into from a farm to fork model, which is something which we are working on very aggressively. This year we have closed, we are going to close basically somewhere around 1,400 crores of top line, out of which some 25-30% comes from exports and balance comes from domestic sales.
Growing over 100% for the last 3 years, the venture is now looking to pump in close to 600 crore rupees to expand the business. While the focus will remain on upgrading and expanding processing facilities and strengthening retail and distribution, the bigger aim is to increase Radikal's presence to 65 countries globally by the end of the year. Siddharth is also looking at broadening Radikal from just a brand of rice to a food company.
We want to create a global food company. So we have now been able to create a brand which people are ready to try, which people can trust upon. So we are launching some more products into this segment, which we are going to see in next 5 to 6 months. We are talking about doing some atta as a next product, which is something very similar to our current product. We are working on some value-added products where we are trying to launch some snack products in this segment. All this is going to happen maximum within next 12 to 18 months.
Siddharth is hoping to tee off in Africa and is in the process of identifying large-scale farms that will help him make his farm-to-fork model a reality. While he hopes that his sales to growth multiple grows fivefold over the next 5 years, his vision is to make Radikal one of the top 5 food brands globally.